Boom. What's up, guys? All right. Today we're talking about a cool tool that's going to give you a great idea on whether or not you should start to maybe take some profits and sell off some of your crypto and Bitcoin, or whether or not you should be dollar cost averaging in even more. We're talking about the Fear and Greed Index. It is going to be sweet. We're going to take a look at how it is calculated. We're going to match some history back with Bitcoin and crypto and how it would have worked for you back then. And finally, I'll give my opinion on it. Not a financial advisor, but let's check it out. So what is the Fear and Greed Index? It is a multifactorial crypto market sentiment analysis. So I think one of the big reasons this was started is there's a Fear and Greed Index created by CNN regarding the stock market. And it takes in a lot of other factors with puts and calls and options as well, but it gives you a good idea on what the sentiment of the market is. Are people scared of the stock or of the market or of crypto, or are they excited and happy? So currently we are in a state now of extreme fear with a rating of 10 out of a possible 100. That's pretty low. That's pretty scary. That's pretty fearful. So what is this based off? So let's check it out. Data sources. They're gathering data from the following sources. Each data is valued the same as the day before in order to visualize a meaningful progress and sentiment change in the crypto market. First of all, the current index is for Bitcoin only. Bitcoin, we all know, is the one that's going to pull the market up or down. It's got the biggest market cap and the biggest influence on the crypto market. We've seen it for the past few months. I've talked about it with my other videos and everything, and every other YouTuber has talked about crypto and Bitcoin the same way. So we all know if Bitcoin swings up from 30,000 all the way up to 50, 60,000, woo, all these other altcoins are going to shoot up with it as well. So what is this based of? Volatility, 25%. Measuring the current volatility and max drawdowns of Bitcoin and compare it with corresponding average values of the last 30 days and 90 days. We argue that an unusual rise in volatility is a sign of a fearful market. When people see volatility, they reflect that to risk. A volatile stock is always generally considered more risky. This is 25% of how this index is weighted. 25% of it, the next 25% of it is measuring the current market momentum. So this is a very important part of the weighing because this is about the buying and the selling. Right now, the psyche, everyone who's holding Bitcoin, retail investors like me and you, who bought in when everyone was having a great time with Bitcoin, thinking we were riding it to the moon, 50, 60,000, are now going, ooh, I'm almost 50% down, or I'm 50% down in the worst case, and I can't handle that. I'm selling out. This thing's going to zero. Crypto's a joke. I'm done. Sell. And a lot of people are thinking like that, and it's pushing it down, and that's attributing to that factor right there, and why we're all the way down to 10. Social media is another 15%. They've got a Reddit sentiment analysis. Reddit market is huge with crypto. They also check Twitter, and they have a Twitter account on that as well. Surveys are currently paused right now, so that 15% is, I'm sure, evenly distributed among the other categories right now. Dominance is 10%. The coin resembles the market cap share of the whole crypto market, especially for Bitcoin. So that's a very limited factor, honestly, because most of Bitcoin is the whole market. Trends, this is another great one. This one is looking at Google Trends, which is an awesome tool for searching for what the popularity of something is and what people think about it. You can look at the number of search queries, and you can see how the search volumes change. So you can see there's currently a 1,550% rise of the query Bitcoin price manipulation. This is clearly a sign of fear in the market. We use that for our index. So they're really, it's a great index in a way. It looks a lot at how people are regarding or thinking about or analyzing the crypto market, And that's huge because how people think about it will affect how their actions, and how their actions, like selling or buying, affect how the market moves. And so let's take a look at how this has happened in the past. So we can see here, January, February, March, April, this crypto fear and greed index, we were way up in the 80s and 90s, and some big fluctuations up and down here going to March, April, and I think a lot of that due to news articles and whatnot stating something that, Bitcoin had risen up too fast, it's going to crash, and everyone got really scared, but then nothing happened, or it was dismissed or whatnot, and then it shot right back up. So super high greed index here, showing people just, buying it, lots of volume buying, lots of just, everyone thinking, oh my gosh, this is the thing to get on. This thing's going to the moon. And that lined right up with Bitcoin's price, like above 50,000, 60,000. Tons and tons and tons of greed and people thinking, okay, shoot, I got to get on this bandwagon now. And lots of people, getting noticed about it, Google Trends search, all that stuff shooting up, people researching, people buying volume, all that stuff playing a big part into that, index shooting up. Now on the flip side, let's look at the last time we had greed like we do today. Here's greed today. We're at 10. This is low. Look at here. Yesterday we were at extreme fear. Last week extreme fear. Last month extreme fear. But we went from 23, 21, 19 to 10 today. And I actually checked earlier, and it was 19. It dropped to 10 literally this afternoon, evening. Let's take a look at the last time we hit a fear score of 10. It was really all the way back in April 15th. Mid-April, early April. We had lots of fear. So what was Bitcoin doing then? Let's go back. You see what I'm seeing? Mid-March to early April. We fell off a cliff. Bitcoin, boom, plunged way down. And everyone just got freaked the heck out when it dropped like that. So we went from some pretty high greed up here, boom, we went to extreme fear. And we dropped all the way down here to that. This is where that fear score of 10 was at. And if you take a look here, this was in March, like I said, or late March, early April, and it was around $5,000 Bitcoin. Well, what do we do when we hit that extreme fear? Well, we shot right the heck back up and even higher. So this has happened multiple times. What does this mean? This means Warren Buffett. If you're an investor and you like finance, and you've obviously heard of Warren Buffett, you probably likely heard this quote: be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. And that's where I feel like we're starting to get at right now. There's a lot of people who are pretty fearful. It's time to be greedy. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm dumping as much as I possibly can, into some of these crypto coins, altcoins, and Bitcoin, kind of taking advantage of the dip that we're at right now. And we may go lower. We may go down to 25,000. But from 29,000 to 25,000, I would rather take that loss than the loss of not investing and going from 29,000 to 50,000 to 60,000. Does that make sense? Now, disclaimer, not financial advisor, as I said, but in my mind, that makes more sense to be there for the bigger gains than for the smaller losses. And my prediction is that this is one of the last possible dips that we'll have before we start to really rock it up coming into late summer and early fall. I hope we stay at this level a little longer because it gives me more of a chance to build more of a position in some of these altcoins and Bitcoin before they take off too high. And it gives me more time to get bigger gains, basically. And, you know, a lot of people, I talked about Wyckoff accumulation in one of mine before, where, like I said, this is one of the last dips before we spring up. If you're looking at the Wyckoff accumulation method, I've got another video on this, I'll link it right here. But, or a possibility, is there some manipulation in the market and them trying to make it look like a Wyckoff redistribution in which we're about to actually plunge down. We were at this low and we were about to mark down. Are we there? And if so, would that mean the bull market is over? Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash that like button if you've heard that Warren Buffett comment. And please like, subscribe, and stick around for more awesome crypto stuff. Appreciate it. Peace out.